Hi! Okay, so I'm going to tell you what it's like working in a British or international school abroad. I've worked in one in Milan for a year, just after I graduated. And then I worked in one in Seville in the south of Spain for a year and a half. And now I'm working in one in Madrid, and I've been here for 2 months. So, main differences from Britain and abroad, from what I've seen, tends to be a general theme: less resources. Expect much less than you get in the UK. In the UK, there seems to be a constant supply in schools of like pens and pencils and boards and books. Yeah, you would think this would be the same thing with another school abroad calling itself a British school, but don't expect it. I mean, the first school I was at, they made regular orders like every 2 months for supplies and stuff, like general classroom supplies. The second school I was in Seville, however, they did it like termly, so it was often that we ran out of like whiteboard pens, um, exercise books. We usually had enough of those, I think. The library was well stocked because they asked parents to bring in old English books and stuff they didn't want as well. We had plenty of Oxford Reading Tree, things like this, so that wasn't a problem. But we lacked, let's see, paint was quite hard to get hold of because, okay, the main thing that you need to know about working international school abroad, particularly in Europe, I don't really know about Asia and stuff, but it's that it's a business and they are there first and foremost to make money. And they can be lovely people and the school can work really well and it can be a lovely place to work, even with this in mind. And the school I was in Seville was lovely. The people were nice. The people I worked with were really sweet. It was a lovely environment to work in. It was relaxed. It was beautiful. Okay, I had to fight for like paints or for decisions to be made, or they didn't always give you all the dates that you needed for like special days and weekends and school fairs and things like that until like the 2 weeks before. But generally speaking, it can be fun as well. So the kind of person that works in schools like this, usually I imagine, are more relaxed sort of people. So if you're like a control freak and you need to know when everything's happening constantly and you need every little thing to be ready and prepared for you, like it is in the UK pretty much, then be very careful which school you sign up to. Particularly, I would say, if the school's run by natives of that country instead of actually run by British people, like having a British head teacher or, a British person that's moved abroad many years ago and opened their school and so on. Be wary of that because the way I know that Italians and Spanish people work is completely different. They're much more relaxed and they don't have the same aims and goals and objectives, generally speaking, as like, say, a British school would have, even a British private school. What else? So it's important to remember that their primary goal is to get more parents and to get more money. Okay? Secondly, you have to remember that you're here to enjoy yourself. Don't wet your fingers to the bone a lot of the time because that's not what they expect. Because teachers in Spain and Italy, I'm not saying that they don't work hard, but they don't have the same expectations as people do in the UK, as teachers do in the UK. Okay, they work less hours. Like here, it's perfectly fine for the children to go home at 3:30 and you to go home at 3:30 as well. Like as soon as all the children are gone, you can leave. It's not like frowned upon or anything because that's just the way they work here. And I'm sure that they get the work done at other points. But who knows? I mean, I try to do a good job because if you don't do a certain amount of planning and marking and so on, you kind of lose your way a bit and it gets confusing. But that's the other thing. If you're a person that needs a lot of guidance, maybe you've just finished uni and you need someone to hold your hand a little bit and to constantly tell you what to do and that, then a lot of the smaller, newer international schools in Europe, in Italy and Spain particularly, I would avoid, okay, because there's not really a huge support system here. It's not like they'll give you a mentor and you'll get regularly useful observations. Oh, that was the other thing on that vein. If a school says they're going to give you some sort of CPD, Um, Always question it in detail. Find out exactly what they're talking about. So, what are they going to give you? Which courses are they going to send you on? Are you going to get certified for it? You know, because some schools say they give you CPD, and what they actually mean is they might give you an ICT lesson in the summer on how to use their online platform, which is useful but not really in the long run. Um, let's see. Be prepared for the other people that you work with to be from all different walks of life, and try not to be too negative about that. You know, they might not speak to you and they might not integrate very well, particularly if you know they're Italian or Spanish or something. But remember that a foreign person going into an environment in England, like if it was a Spanish or Italian person in your workplace, I mean, do you socialize with them? Do you really make an effort to speak to them so much? It works the same way, you know. Remember that you're the foreign person, you're the outsider, so you need to make a little bit more effort. Okay, the money here and in Italy is a little bit less than you would take in the UK. So if you come in here for the money, it's not a great idea. Like you're not really going to make much money, but it is good fun. It's much more relaxed, and if you can just go with the flow and accept the hurdles when they're put against you, then you look absolutely fine. But if you do have any questions or anything you want to know, I don't mind sharing. Please write a comment, write me a message, let me know. And ciao for now. Ciao.